Hey guys, welcome to SmackDown Wrestling Reviews. This is the Raw review. It's the Raw after Backlash, and now we move on to my favourite pay-per-view of the year, the Money in the Bank. Let's see what Raw brings to us. So we kicked off the show with Kurt Angle coming out and explaining that Raw and SmackDown will be having just 2 Money in the Bank suitcase matches. 4 competitors from Raw, 4 competitors from SmackDown will take part in both matches. 1 for men, 1 for women. And we got introduced to a new Money in the Bank as well. Suitcase, a awful green suitcase, which I was like, why didn't we just get the gold one back? But yes, we will be getting 4 competitors from both sides, which is kind of exciting. And this was brilliant because it brought out Braun Strowman, who wanted to take part. Kurt agreed. Then Kevin Owens came out and said, look, I deserve to be put in straight away. His team didn't technically win last night because they pinned the wrong guy. And then he tried to strong arm Kurt Angle into giving him a slot straight away. Kurt put him straight into a match against Braun Strowman for the first match. For me, this is a great opening segment. You had Braun Strowman super over Kevin Owens. His mic skills is fantastic. And Kurt Angle just pushing on, saying, forget about Backlash. We are now moving forward to Money in the Bank. For me, a very strong opening for Raw. Like I said, the first match was going to be a qualification match, and that was Kevin Owens taking on Braun Strowman. And for me, it was a decent length match. You don't really see Braun having a lot of those in his career, and he absolutely performed fantastically. I'll give all the credit to Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman. They put on a match better than I was expecting, and Kevin Owens' selling was top notch once again with Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's selling is a lot better, and his in-ring skills have improved a hell of a lot since the Superstar draft. So for me, he is the MVP of Raw right now for just how quickly he's improved. But my God, great match. Braun got the win, no surprise there. But it was a decent start to the show. If I had to mark it out of 10, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. That's how good of a start it was. Next up, we had a 6-man tag team match where we had Titus Worldwide teaming up with No Way Jose versus The Revival and Baron Corbin. And for me, this was okay. It did what it needed to do. It was definitely a filler match, and it felt like a filler match, but it did what it needed to do. The No Way Jose Baron Corbin feud kind of put something into there again. The Revival finally getting a win on the show gives them a little bit of momentum, which they need, and that's pretty much all it did. If I had to give it a marks out of 10, I'd give this about a 6 out of 10. You know, it was better than good, but it wasn't anything special, but definitely did what it needed to do for storylines. So for me, a good segment. Next up, we had the women's qualification match where we had Ember Moon versus Sasha Banks versus Ruby Riott. This is a triple threat match. As you know, anything can go in those. And for me, it was a very strong match from all 3 women. Definitely the linchpin for the match was Sasha Banks. She was pretty much in most of the action. Ruby Riott, and I've got to give Ruby Riott a lot of credit. Her in-ring skill since moving to Raw has, I don't know, been more highlighted. It definitely feels like she's a lot more of a threat now that she's on Raw than she was on SmackDown. I'll give her all the credit there. Ember Moon, absolutely entertaining from start to finish. She did disappear for a bit of a match because we had the Riott squad attack Sasha Banks. That caused Bayley to come out to help Sasha. She told Sasha to get back in the ring and take on Ruby while she holds these 2 back, which was quite cool. And then Ember Moon with the Eclipse hits both Ruby Riott and Sasha Banks and gets the pinfall. She's qualified. Good match throughout the match. If I'm going to grade it, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Brilliant match. Absolutely a strong match. Next up, we had a promo segment where we had Renee Young do a backstage interview with Bobby Lashley. Pretty much a quick highlight of his career in WWE for a lot of the younger viewers, and a bit about his family past and stuff. It was interesting-ish, but you know, they're pushing Bobby Lashley to be a baby face, so he talked about his family and especially his sisters. But yeah, it definitely it took away from the show a little bit, but not too much. So I can't really a 5 out of 10 maybe for the show. It was fine. It did what it needed to do. Definitely highlights Bobby Lashley to being a babyface. So next up we had Jinder Mahal taking on Chad Gable. Now this all started backstage when Jinder tried to get Kurt Angle to insert him into one of the Money in the Bank qualification matches. Kurt said no, only if you can impress me enough to get you warranted a spot for it. But you've got a match against Chad Gable, impress me. They had a match, for me, definitely the weaker match of the show. It's a bit of a shame. They really highlighted Jinder being the bigger, stronger character in this one, where I really like the idea that you can show Chad Gable being a lot smarter than Jinder with being a lot more technical, but they didn't really push that. Chad got very little offense on him, and Jinder got the win. And afterwards, Sameer Singh started bad-mouthing Chad Gable. Chad pushed him away. Jinder attacked him, literally beat the crap out of him. Then after that, backstage again, while Kurt Angle was talking to someone else, Jinder comes in, goes, how's that for you? Can I now qualify? And Kurt Angle says no. For me, the whole segment was the weakest match of the night, but the bits backstage did help it a little bit. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Decent match. Decent for the backstage stuff. The match itself was okay. Poor. Next up we got a tag team match where we had Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre taking on Heath, Slater and Rhyno. And for me, it was interesting. It was very much going to be a squash match. We knew that from the start. When you literally saw Heath, Slater and Rhyno, you're like, well, who's going over? Who's going over? Because that's all they are. They are now the team who pushes other teams to go over them. And for me, right decision. It was a simple enough match. But I was very impressed with Ziggler and McIntyre's tag team, and it was great there. And it was funny because when Heath, Slater and McIntyre were finally in the ring together, everyone shouted, free MB. And that was awesome. I thought that was great. And Heath, Slater went, welcome back, baby! McIntyre destroyed him. But apart from that, it was fine. Slater got the pin. McIntyre did an awesome headbutt. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. The bits which were funny were funny. The tag team for Slater and Rhyno just feels like they need to do something soon with them. But McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler are just so impressive, and the skills are fantastic. So yeah, no complaints from me there. Decent match. Next up we had Elias taking on Bobby Roode once again. This is a rematch from last week, and I can't really take anything away from it. It was okay. It was Bobby Roode getting his revenge on Elias. He's lost twice to Elias, beat Elias this time round. It wasn't anything special. To be honest, the Elias playing a guitar bit was probably the highlight. A lot of the fans were enjoying it. You can tell they do enjoy it. The fans do enjoy it a lot, and I do. I think it's a unique way to start each matches. But for me, it's just nothing there. The chemistry isn't good enough, I think, between the two of them. So I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10. Decent-ish match, but again, the chemistry just not working for me. Next up, we had the Intercontinental Championship match, and this all started because Seth Rollins came out and did an open challenge, and I really like open challenges. I think they're really unique, they're fun, and you don't know who your competitor is going to be. And the first person to answer the call was Mojo Rawley, and to be honest, I'm not taking anything away. The crowd wanted Zack Ryder, can't blame him, it's in his town, but Mojo was a good opponent for this. And Seth had a brilliant match. Seth Rollins, again, is just the highlight reel of Raw for me right now. He's literally one of the best factors on Raw with Finn Balor. Both of them are just stealing the show each and every time. And I don't know what Rollins was saying to Mojo in the ring, because you can tell there was sometimes Seth was saying something quickly to Rollins to do something, but whatever he was saying, wow, that's probably Mojo's best match I've seen him in ever as a singles competitor. That's just saying a lot to Seth Rollins in ring. He's definitely improved. He's definitely the man on Monday Night Raw. He is Monday Night Rawlings right now. He's living up to that nickname. For me, this is getting an 8 out of 10. It was a good match. I loved every second of it. And I love that Seth Rollins is that open challenge champion where he's happy to take challenges. We know that we're not going to see Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raws a lot with the Universal title. So Seth Rollins taking the Intercontinental Championship and taking it to the next level. The Miz took it to a level. Rollins has taken it to the next level. That's been the big thing for me, and I've just absolutely enjoyed it. Cannot wait for what happens next week. Next up, we had a tag team match where we saw the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Eater of Worlds, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt taking on Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. And I'm really happy that Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are still on the show doing big matches still. In my opinion, this is still a big match. They're taking on the Raw Tag Team Champions. They challenged them, the Raw Tag Team Champions accepted that, which good. And they were able to have a bit of a match. Yes, Bray and Matt controlled the match completely, but they need a second tag team, a very second strong tag team. And right now, out of everyone on that tag team division, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are probably the only other two teams which have chemistry and fan appeal that fans do really appreciate when they're out in the ring. So it's great. And something I want to talk about, when they were doing it, Bray Wyatt kicked Bo Dallas in the head, and Michael Cole said, "Well, there goes your brother in love." And I thought, oh my god, they've actually finally referenced that these two are brothers in real life. Brilliant. So for me, a bit of a squash match. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10, just because Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are very entertaining, and so Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, they really do gel well. So for me, good tag team match. This moves us on to our main event of the night, and that was Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. The winner would qualify to take part in Money in the Bank, and what a triple threat match this was. Non-stop action. All three men deserve a round of applause. Before the match even started, backstage, Sami Zayn begged Kevin Owens to help him, and Kevin never turned up. Kevin never turned up through the whole match, which means something. Could we see the end of the Sami and Kevin friendship? Could we see a face turn from Kevin Owens? Who knows? I really want to see what happens next with that one. Roman Reigns got booed to hell, and he deserves that. Right now, it's not him, it's the booking of him. Roman is a decent wrestler. I keep saying this. I don't hate Roman Reigns. I don't like Roman Reigns, but I don't hate him. I think he's a good wrestler, and I think he's booked poorly. But Finn Balor getting the win. Jinder Mahal getting involved in that match, so we're going to see Jinder versus Roman most likely. That's because Jinder didn't like that Kurt Angle said no to him getting a qualification match, and that's brilliant. It could either work two ways. We could either finally start cheering Roman when he takes on someone like Jinder Mahal, who is a legitimately good heel for what he's doing, or it could backfire and we could all be rooting for Jinder Mahal. We'll have to wait and see. But Finn being put into that quad, now put into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, brilliant. Him and Braun Strowman. Raw's looking very strong. Cannot wait to see what happens on SmackDown. But yeah, very decent match. I am going to give this a 7 out of 10 because of all the backs, them taking the match all around the arena was fantastic, and every bit of it was brilliant. Great final main event of the show. And there you go, guys. That was Raw for this week. What did I think? I thought it was a very strong Raw. I thought it was well put together. I thought the opening segments were brilliant, and I thought the main event was absolutely brilliant as well. Some bits were a bit like, but apart from that, you can't always get a perfect show. But this was definitely a hell of a lot better than what we've been getting on Raw recently. Can't wait to see what happens next. Can't wait to see what happens in the feuds, but definitely looking forward to SmackDown Live now to see if they can compete with this very strong Raw episode. So there you go, guys. What did you guys think? Did you think it was a better show this week? Did you think it was okay? Put it in the comments below. And, you know, please like, subscribe, press the notification button. And if you want to follow me, you can. I'm at Boise88. You can follow the channel itself at Smack Talk YouTube. That's YouTube. And you can follow me on Facebook as well at Smack Talk Wrestling. I'll see you guys next time on Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews.